Hey guys, this is UC. Welcome to iTradePrice. It is January 18th, so let us get started and review some of the charts. You're looking at the chart of SPY weekly, uh, still in an uptrend, holding. The last week was an inside week after an outside green week with the long bottom wick, so it's still okay. The last week couldn't really get above previous week's high, but so was the case over here. So it's not really that big of a deal for right now, or it's not a threat to the uptrend, so to speak. The low of this current week could not even go below 50% of the previous week, right? So still cautiously bullish here, from the weekly perspective. In the daily chart here of SPY, we held this uh, sort of range between 377 and 380 for most of the week. But then on Friday, we had this breakdown where we just kind of opened weak, went down all the way to test the 20 SMA right there, and then buyers showed up and still managed to close it above 375. However, in the futures session after close, we did kind of move down a little bit, and right now you can see that we are closed about a dollar down from this 375.7. So this becomes sort of the support now, and it was the resistance, right? It was the resistance zone going upwards. So now I'm hoping that it will act as some sort of a support. So we'll see what happens in the cash session tomorrow. But for right now, this is the support level. If this breaks, then we have this trend line support coming in. I think it's like from early November timeframe that we have had this support, or even October timeframe, I think. So that can become a good first touch bounce play if you are looking to kind of play that move over there. But this was the resistance, and then it became a little bit of support. So it could be a nice high probability trade if we touch there, hold this level in the shorter time frame. You see some bottom wicks or some sort of reversal. So that would be a good high probability, high quality trade, because we have a trendline support and we have the horizontal price support. But we'll see how it happens in the shorter time frame for SPY. Okay, so this is the Amazon weekly chart. You can see if I get rid of these trend lines here, yeah. So you can see that we had this triangle, shorter term triangle, sort of a trend line, right, that we broke down off, but now we are kind of right over here with this triangle pattern. So we did break down from this one right here that everybody was kind of looking for, and any move above the 20 SMA has not seen any significant follow through to the upside, right? This was the move to the upside, this was the move, and then this was also the move. So we are not getting any upside once the stock closes above the 20 SMA. So unless or until that happens, it's not that bullish of a chart for right now, at least. Okay, so let's get into let me bring the lines and levels here. So yeah, this was the one that I was talking about, right? So weekly time frame, we did close below this sort of price range and closed weak. And now the touch points that I see in the daily time frame for Amazon is this critical area is 3072 area, right? Because that's a trendline support and also the horizontal price support. So if it gives up that, definitely 3020 is in play as the next support level, and then 2947 if we kind of literally break down from here. Okay. However, on the upside, we really need to claim. Let me actually move on to the time. So you can see in the daily time frame chart, once it broke down this dashed trend line, right, it tried to make its way up above this white trend line right here. Okay, I'm not really good at drawing, but this one right here, but it failed, right? We immediately got the rejection and the move down. So that shows that the chart is pretty weak and it wants to at least touch this trend line and test this 3072 level once again. We'll see what happens, but keep keep that option open when you're trading next week. So if I drill down further, this is the chart of Amazon in 10 minutes, right? So this is the downtrend line channel that we are trading in right now. So every time it touches this channel right here, it gets the rejection. So let's see if it wants to break this 3094 and then go test the 3072 level, or even break down from there as well. So this is the shorter time period chart of Amazon. Here's the chart of Apple in the weekly time frame. From the candle shape perspective here in the weekly, again an inside week and weak close towards the lower end of its range in the past 2 weeks, which is 126.4, right? It held that, but it closed pretty weak, and it has been sort of in the downtrend. The daily chart still shows an uptrend, and this is a retracement. However, we are below the short-term moving averages, and we are just kind of sideways and really tight range between 131 and 126.4 for the most part, right? So usually when that sort of thing happens, we look for the breakdown and then eventually doubling of this range. So something like this, right? So we'll see if that is in the works, where this 123.4 area can provide a good support, and then just immediately below that we have a gap fill till 121.58. So if that happens, that's a good buying zone actually, just because I mean, if you see, this was the resistance area, right? And then that became support. So I would imagine we will at least, if we trade in that zone, we will at least see some sort of a bounce from here, given that this has been such a key area in the past. So you have this trend line support, you have this gap fill, you have this horizontal price support level, so that can be a good bounce play. But yes, still, I mean, if you want to be aggressive on the long side, it has to break out of this downtrend line and start trading above 128.1 back or 130 level to kind of get really aggressive. But this can be in the place. So just look for that kind of move. Okay. Facebook weekly chart. We were trading in this range for like the longest time, right? Everybody was bored, and then this just thing broke down in the it just broke down from this 260 support level, right, that you see has been very significant support. So I would imagine this would be a significant resistance now, at least if it wants to move back up. So the chart perspective, this was the support, right, and that's exactly where it traded this past week. That provided support, right? This was the resistance zone, so it's provided support. Let's see if it wants to keep going down for another leg, whereas this 229 area can be the support level if it kind of breaks down from there. But the interesting thing is, the daily time frame, we are trading right at the 200 SMA, right? Not that it is of any I mean, it's just a lot of funds like to buy things at 200 SMA. A lot of long-term investors like to buy at 200 SMA. So we did get this what you call a bullish Harami pattern here, where we have this long bearish trend bar, right, which shows extreme sellers. But then we did not have any follow through. In fact, we opened up with a gap up and we tried to reverse this trend. Yes, we couldn't really trade above the high of the previous day, but it was a pause nonetheless, right? So we'll see if buyers like to just kind of give us some sort of move towards the upside that goes and coincides with this downtrending trend line. That could be a move towards 250, let's say, I don't know, 256, 258 level even. And then, if you want to target the high of this bar, which will be 259.8, that's definitely where I can just take my buy profits, because that has been a super support. So I'll imagine this would be a resistance only if we start moving back above 263, get a closure above 263 in some time frame, that will be possible. But keep in mind, we have earnings in a week and a half for this name, so that would be interesting to see how Facebook holds or acts this week, I should say. Okay, this is a weekly chart of DKNG. Has been in the news. It has been trading very nicely. Liquid name to trade every day, gives decent range. And from the weekly perspective, it looks fine. Still, I mean, overall in this like, I don't know, $10 range from 44 all the way to 55. It did try to move above 55, but couldn't do it last week. So still in that range, but holding this this nice little uptrend, right? Not bad from that perspective. Once we get above this range of 55, we get a closure above 55. Definitely, I think we can see something like that where we will start getting price acceptance in this region, or if not, we just fail and we come back down towards this price range right here. But that will be a good tell once. Let's get into the daily. Friday daily chart shows nice bottom wick, right? We did break down. We traded that actually in the room as well. Gave you the nice setup in the morning, right? That if we get below 52.7, 52.6, that could be a nice good dip buy. Because we were looking at this inverse hammer with the top wick, so it did look like it was getting weak. It couldn't move all the way towards this channel top right here, and it's much more visible if I move down into a lower time frame. Let's do that. Let's do a 5 minute. Okay. Let me zoom out. So yeah, look at this. This looks pretty nice because that's the channel that we were trading in for the most part, right? This channel trend line. This was pretty good, and then we couldn't really move up. We gave up this move, and that's where the breakdown happened, and this became the channel now. So we have to get back above this 54.3, 55 level here to kind of get going and break out of this downward channel, whatever you want to call it. Or if we move back below in the channel, then look for a move below 52.7 to test at least this 51.7 area first, and then see if it breaks down further and wants to go all the way down to 49.80, which will be a nice support going back a week or so. That's where we traded last time, so that could be a nice, and it's also a channel bottom here as well, right? So a lot of ways to play this name actively, I think, as long as you stay within the channel, you trade the channel breakout, you trade the channel support, and you kind of combine it with some sort of a price level to increase your probability of a good trade. Okay, here's the PayPal chart in the weekly time frame. Just from the location perspective of this weekly bar, we are, we closed within the range of its previous long bullish week. We did try to break out, couldn't do it, gave us a long top wick, but it's not bearish at all. Okay, so still sort of flaggish, I would say, rather, in the weekly time frame, just like, oops, just like this. So still bullish, still holding the uptrend, and nothing wrong with the higher time frame chart. Okay, get into the daily here. Again, still nice uptrend. Friday was a bottom wick. Yes, we did break down from the from this bullish channel in that time frame, right? But still, if you look at it, we are holding this 234 to 33.80 level nicely. That's where we got these bottom wicks in the daily time frame, and then we rallied up. So we're still we got there on Friday as well. I think our buy was according to the setup in the morning that we shared, that start looking to buy below 238 all the way till 236 level, right? So if you got that, I know some of you traded that, so that was a good level. Anyways, if I move into a lower time frame even, that's where things get interesting and give you some nice tradable setups, right? So here it is. This is this shows you the breakdown that happened on Friday, right? This was the breakdown where we couldn't really move above this channel line right here. So we tried that on Friday as well. We kind of got rejected because this line is acting as resistance now as well, combined with this downtrend line. So this becomes an important level, 242 area, 243 even, right? So once we get above this, that would mean we're back into this upward channel, and we have broken above this downtrend line as well. So that would be a nice bullish move. If, however, we tried to go above and just get failed, get a rejection again, then definitely look for this level 238 to see if it provides support. If it doesn't, then definitely we are going back down towards 233.8. That's like that's been the support level for the past few active sessions. So look for that as at least the first touch bounce. If it couldn't hold, then definitely think we'll have to reevaluate our price action. We can be in some sort of a retracement back towards 229, 230 level. Okay. Here's a chart of BYND. This is something that is also on our radar going forward this week. A nice bullish engulfing or bullish 3-bar pattern, whatever you want to call it, in the weekly time frame. Really nice move here, right, off the important support level here. So that's good out of 113. Now 147.13 area, right? As you can see, that was the resistance all this time right here. So we couldn't get back above that, but there is still some room that we can go and test that, build some sort of a pressure cooker, and then eventually break out of that, because we don't really have much resistance here in this area all the way till 170. So it can move quickly. Okay. If I move into the daily time frame, you can see it better that we moved up, and then we have this inside bar on Friday, right? So still maybe building a flag of some sort in a bullish manner. We'll see what happens, but the channel is pretty clear, right? This is the channel that we will be looking for it to test early next week, and see if it tests that. If it tests this channel right here, gets a bounce, that could be a nice entry, long entry, and we'll see if it builds further on that momentum up. But this is the flag that I'm talking about in the shorter time frame. Eventually, bulls would like to see it get back above 143.80 for a continuation up. If it does that, then definitely look for this doubling of this range, which is 126 all the way to let's say 144. So that's about, I don't know, $18 move. So that could be another $18 above from here, if you just want to do a measured target, because this is a flag, right? But again, it's all scenarios that you have to keep in mind. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, right? So we'll just play along and trade as the price unfolds. Okay. Here is a zoom chart in the daily time frame. It gave us a very nice trade last week based on the setup that we traded. Let me clear some drawings here. So the setup was very good. This is the daily time frame. We had this congestion zone, right? We had this congestion zone. We had a breakout of that congestion zone. So the trade setup was the range breakout failure trade, right? So it was the breakout, and then it failed that breakout immediately to the upside. So the long area was 353 all the way up. Very nice trade. I think I unloaded last of my shares around 376 or something. It did manage to go up all the way up there. So it was a very nice bullish momentum move. I don't know how it is going to trade next week, given that we have this strong move up. Yes, the momentum is still up, but still overall trend is down. Yes, we broke this downtrend line over here. Don't show it on my screen right now, but that's what we did. And given that we got rejection right from this 50 SMA, right? So just like 50 SMAs mostly provide support on the way down, this could be a resistance on the way up, right? So we'll see how it treats that. This is a good level to watch, because we have two touchdowns right here, and then on the Friday we got the support here at 385 area. So that becomes the key support level to sort of keep in mind as you move forward next week, and see if it builds above that price, If it gets acceptance above that, yes, sure, we can see another move back up. But if it breaks down from 385, then the level to consider is this 370 or 368 even, right? That's where you have this touch point right here. That's where we broke down from, and that's where it also provided support on Thursday. So that kind of price move. We'll just plan out for different scenarios as the price moves. Thank you for tuning in. This was the weekly video. If you guys have any questions or comment, please do not hold back and reach out. Thank you and have a good rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.